Hey there, welcome to the Gyro Step, a Milwaukee Bucks podcast, proudly a part of the Blue Wire Podcast Network and GSPN, and presented by our pals at Prize Picks. I am Ty Windisch, one of your hosts, joined as always by the lovely Rohan Katti. Rohan, happy Tuesday. How's it going?
It's going well. Happy New Year. We did do a pod in the New Year. I was gonna say, have we done a pod in the New Year? But we have.
Did we? Last week? Late
Yeah, we
last
did
week?
one on
Okay.
Friday.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yes. Yes, because I think you said Happy New Year, and a lot of people in our comments said Happy New Year, guys, which was very nice. Thank you, comments.
Mm. Yeah, Happy New Year, everyone, still.
Yeah.
Um, it's 2026 is here. And you know what's crazy, Ty?
Hmm.
2026. It didn't start out like that, but no, it did. The Bucks are winning basketball games.
Yeah, 4 of their last 5. If you ask Doc Rivers, 7 of their last 9, which is not true.
Which is just wrong.
Not true, but that's okay. You know, and the way he counts them, they've won 7 of their last 9, which does not apply to their actual standings. But, always great when you can cut off someone's question and correct them, but you're wrong when you do it.
Yep.
Always a great
Maybe
thing
he
to
probably
do.
meant 5 out of their last 7. But just went up a factor.
Actually 13 of our last 15. Why not?
We've actually won 16 of our last 36
We've
games.
never lost. All the games we lost, I'm throwing out. Those games don't count. Do you know the Nets had the number 1 defense in December?
I did, actually.
And
the
Wizards the Wizards and Thunder have the same record in the last 11 games. The NBA is going really weird right now. But the Bucks are winning. It is good. They have
really
won.
Weird. 4
of their last 5 is a real thing. And what's the actual 7? 5 of their last 7, you said, is the real one?
7, yeah.
So he just went up with the odd numbers. And there's a lot of good things happening. The new starting lineup has been really good. Plus 41 in 85 minutes in that 5-game stretch where they are 4-1. If they had just beaten the Wizards, I mean, it would have just felt so much better, but I digress. We'll talk about this in a little bit. There's a little bit of success in some non-Giannis sample, which I think is a big deal because I was looking on the whole in the season trying to see, like, with the NBA Wowie lineups tool, like, okay, is there any player that is finding any sort of success on the whole of the season without Giannis on? The answer is no. Flatly no. Every single player. It's like -8, -11 net rating in their minutes with Giannis off the floor. Obviously, that is hurt by the stretches where they didn't have Giannis at all and they just got drubbed most of the time. But it's not good. But in these last 5 games, there's some lineups that have actually done okay, which is a big deal. That's going to be, outside of just keeping Giannis on the court, probably the biggest on-court deal for the Bucks. And we'll talk about the Kings game, which looked like it was going to be their best win of the year, and then it kind of wasn't. But then they made up for it, and they did get the win, which is the most important thing.
Yeah, they won, and that's what's important.
That's what they need to keep doing. But first, some news.
There's some news, some Bucks news up top.
Really inevitable after a certain trade that happened over the summer. I'm not surprised by this at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the news is that longtime Bucks president Peter Feigin has stepped down from his role after 12 seasons overseeing the team. So basically, the entire Giannis era.
The new
Peter
ownership
Feigin.
era, right? I think he came in coinciding with not the newest ownership era, but the one before when Eden's Lasry came in the door.
Yeah, because that was before the 14-15 season.
Yeah, 2014, which is when Feigin started.
Yep. So 12-season run overseeing the team's business operations. The person who is taking over is Josh Glessing, who has been working with Haslam Sports Group as their chief of strategy and development. If that name sounds familiar, Haslam, it's because Jimmy Haslam, part owner of the team.
Bought Mark Lasry's share couple in 2013.
It's been 2013.
2023. Sorry, yes, 2023. My bad.
Sorry, that just shocked me. I didn't mean to call you.
No, you're good. That's a good correction. But it's already been 3 years, which is still kind of wild. Or this is,
I know, that is
be
crazy.
3.
So in a statement, Feigin said, this is via the Associated Press, serving as president of the Milwaukee Bucks has been the honor of my professional life. Together with our ownership group, partners, players, and incredible staff, we built something truly special for the city and state. I am incredibly proud of what we've accomplished and confident that the organization is in tremendous shape. And Glessing, in a statement, said, "I was born a Bucks fan. I don't need to learn what this team means to Milwaukee and the state of Wisconsin. I've known it my entire life." So Glessing is a Wisconsin native. He
Manitowoc.
Manitowoc, Wisconsin
Such a
native.
fun city for him to be from.
And after his, he got a degree at Indiana University. He started working with the Haslams in 2019. Not directly after, but and was actually part of the negotiations or oversaw the acquisition of part of the Bucks for Haslam. But previous to that, at his previous role as an investment banker and advising sports ownership groups, he actually was part of the team that helped negotiate the financing for Fiserv Forum. So worked with Edens Lazary on that.
He was with Goldman Sachs at the time.
Yes, Goldman Sachs at the time. So he's been in and around the Bucks in various ventures for a bit now, and is now taking over as team president.
I mean, not a stretch to say, like, could have been part of the reason that the Haslam Sports Group picked the Bucks of all teams. I mean, obviously there's only so many opportunities, but if he really is such a lifelong sports fan, maybe kind of said, hey, let's go for this one. This would be a fun one for me. Certainly interesting that it's a Haslam guy coming in. I think I saw a little bit of like, does this mean something's coming on the basketball side? Probably not. For as involved and integral of a figure in Milwaukee and obviously the Bucks org as Peter Feigin has been, he's not, like, to my knowledge, John Horst's boss. Although it's confusing.
He's been team president.
But president sounds like, kind of the whole deal. I think it's separate, although Horst is not the president of basketball ops still. I think he's still general manager.
I believe technically Feigin was he is the end-all be-all when it comes to the Milwaukee Bucks. From my understanding, it was not John Horst reporting to him. John Horst and the basketball operations side were their own separate entity. But technically, I think they all were under Feigin, but that's not how they operated.
Yes. So to simplify it, I don't think this means anything imminent on the basketball ops side or anything like that. Especially, someone who's not been around. I don't think they're going to come in and immediately make some huge move. It's still interesting. We'll see.
Josh Glessing has not worked in any sort of operations on a team side in terms of that. He's been the president of business for like the Columbus Crew of MLS.
The most successful Jimmy Haslam team. They've won a championship under Jimmy Haslam, by the way.
But has just been more on the business side of things, not necessarily on the basketball ops side of things. So to clear up any confusion, I do not believe that this is a precursor for anything ops related in terms of John Horst. If anything, this may be a precursor. This is just pure speculation.
Yeah,
is maybe a precursor for Jimmy Haslam purchasing a larger stake in the team, considering one of his guys is now running the team. So if anything, that would be it. But I don't believe it's anything on the ops side.
And it's also worth noting, Haslam is not currently running the day-to-day. He's not in the lead governor chair. The Bucks have this weird setup where it swaps every 5 years. And part of the sale from Lazary to Haslam was Edens having his 5-year term start basically when that happened in 2023. So Haslam won't be the governor of the Bucks officially, even though he does own a quarter of the team until 28-29. So, I mean, that could change, right? He could buy more of it, whatever else. But for now, he's still actually not the one calling the shots. So that would you'd presume then that, Edens is obviously on board with this move as well. Because he's the one who decides right now. Yeah.
Exactly. So if anything, it's a sign that, there's no real issues between ownership partners, that they're all working together swimmingly.
Yeah. But maybe Edens got aired by Giannis at Media Day. He's like, you know what? I'm out. I'm done with this. This sucks now. It's not fun anymore. Who knows?
Yeah.
The trade I was talking about, I mean, why would Peter Feigin want to work somewhere where Pat Connaughton doesn't work anymore?
Of course it will.
Pat Connaughton had a Peter Feigin bobblehead, dude. Like, he's going to get hired by the Hornets next week.
Can you imagine?
That'd be hilarious.
Can you imagine if he works for the Hornets or is named like the new president of Three Leaf or something?
Oh my God, that would be the best. Direct partnership.
That'd be so funny. But yeah, that's Bucks news. We haven't really had any, I don't know, for everything in like 5, 6, 7 years ago, about like ownership and things like that. Haven't had really anything to talk about the last couple of years or anything on the business side of things. Things have been seemingly going swimmingly.
Yeah,
Uh, there's been no issues whatsoever, and hopefully with Glessing at the helm, that continues.
yeah. If you're wondering, like, why now, we don't really know. None of the stories or statements had any sort of a reasoning for why. Maybe Feigin's got a new opportunity. Maybe the ownership felt like it was time to change. No clue. Absolutely no clue. So we'll see. Maybe it never comes out. Maybe it doesn't matter. But that is the most pressing Bucks news in terms of off court. We'll do trade stuff later. But in terms of on court, as we mentioned, the Bucks beat the Kings 115-98. They were up even more late in the third quarter, I think, or maybe early in the fourth. Kings went on a huge run. I will say, aided by the officials in this game just deciding that Russell Westbrook could play an entirely different sport, kind of like UFC hand fighting at times on the defensive end, which certainly helped the Kings comeback. But they did get it down to, I want to say, a 2-possession game, maybe even a 1-possession game. And then the Bucks came roaring back. Giannis and Kevin Porter Jr. really went off. I think they combined to score like 16 straight points or something. Big Bucks run, slammed the door. Nice Bucks win where they only scored 115, but they didn't shoot well from three as a team, 27%. One Buck in particular we'll talk about, a big issue there. They did hold the Kings to 98 points, which it's the Kings, but there was a little bit of this in our Discord of like, it's the Kings, who cares, they suck. I've seen the Bucks lose to everybody at this point, so I'll take any good win. I don't care who it is.
Their enemy is the Washington Wizards.
Yeah, the Wizards have their number right now, so I will take any good win. And this was, it was in doubt for a minute there, but it ended up being a good win.
It did. It ended up being a good win. What is going on with the whole Russell Westbrook thing? Like, what is going on?
He is.
Why is he beefing with Ryan Rollins?
I mean, he's beefing with Father Time. I think he ends up with 21 points, but the Bucks built their lead in part because they were like, "Keep shooting, please, Russ," and he was 1 of 8 from deep. He did end up leading the Kings in scoring and steals, but I think he's just mad. I think he's mad at the world. Would you be mad at the world if you thought you were like a near MVP level player and the only team that would sign you was the Kings?
I mean, I would be upset.
Yeah.
But I'd also try to do some personal growth.
He's not going to do that. We know this by now. I'm just glad we've given up Zach Lowe no longer with the preseason. Maybe he'll set screens this year. Maybe he'll be Aaron Gordon this year. No, he's not going to. He's never, ever, ever going to. He's going to take 8 threes and use every possession and foul and not get called for fouls and rack up stats, and his teams are going to lose. And that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
The Kings, by the way, just an all-time mess. We're starting Max Reno at center, the rookie, who we kind of liked pre-draft. He's out there.
He seems fine.
Keon Ellis, 5 minutes. Devin Carter, the point guard they drafted in the first round, 2 years ago? 3 years ago? I mean, who's never really played. They just don't play him. DMP coach's decision. What do you think Levine and DeRozan thought when they...
It was last year, 2024.
I was going to say it's not long. They've given up on him entirely. Like, they're probably going to salary dump him or give him away for free.
Oh, my God.
If the Bucks, again, it could be any other position, but like, take him for free and see. He's supposed to be a defensive guy. Wait, Malik Monk got a DMP CD. Is that right?
Yes, he did.
What is going on, dude? They're not talked about as such.
They're going to trade him. That's why.
Oh, yeah. That great way to get his value up. Just like the Warriors, for sure. Yeah, we won't play him, but you should want him. What?
These two teams, I don't know how they haven't made a trade yet, the Kings and the Warriors. They're also just destined to.
I figured Zach LaVine was on a minutes restriction because they brought him off the bench to start a 5 of Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan, who probably hasn't played at the 2 in 8 years, Keegan Murray, Precious Achiuwa, and Max Reno. But LaVine ends up second in the team in minutes off the bench, 35 minutes. Why is he coming off the bench?
Who knows? I don't know what's going on in Doug Christie's head, man.
This is horrible.
It's not a good basketball situation.
Remember when they gave Dennis Schroeder $60 million to also come off the bench?
Yeah. Well, they gave him that to start, but he ended up not being quite what they envisioned.
This is like
it's a mess of a team. It's a mess of a team that the Bucks gave up a 23-point lead to. So it was 26. They cut it down to 3.
Yeah, and they blew a lead against them earlier in the year too at home. So
Yeah, and lost.
but they won this one. Also, so Valanciunas was like really good for the Nuggets. Do you remember the Kings just gave him away for Dario Saric straight up for some reason?
I do.
Saric, another player, DNP-CD here.
I don't know. This is the worst stealth tank I've ever seen.
It's the worst run organization in the sport. I don't think it's even close.
Yeah, it's either Pelicans have just been unlucky. At least they have some good players.
At least, yeah, the Pelican, I mean, okay, they won't have a pick this year, so that one hurts. But, like, they have some good players now, and, like, Queen looks really good. Fears is kind of coming along, so it's like, okay, maybe we suck. Maybe we don't get a pick, but...
They can get value maybe if they decide to trade Jones or Murphy. Like,
or, I mean, next year...
Keep him. Trae's really good.
Yeah, Fears, Jones, Murphy, Queen, and a center, like, they have...
rebrand and you're good.
Yeah, like, okay, like, we have some guys. Give Zion away for nothing or get, like, a lightly protected first or whatever, because I don't think he can fit with Queen. The Kings, it's like, what going forward? We got Max Reno? Who's the building block here? Keegan Murray?
Yeah, they just gave him a new contract, didn't they?
Yeah. He was, like, leading the NBA in minutes. They only played him 26 minutes in this game. I mean, this is just, like, first-round pick from 2 years ago. We just don't play him.
Yep.
Because we had too many point guards, and then we gave them all away, and then we got a bunch more, but these ones all stink.
Yeah, I wish we had the good point guards.
Yeah, what happened to that? I mean, Sabonis was out, in fairness, but what a disaster.
Sabonis is changing this team.
What a disaster. But from the Bucks side...
Was it you who wanted to pair Sabonis and Giannis?
Yeah. Rockets East. Rockets North.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean...
But
I have a new trade target we'll talk about. They did. They
did win this. Oh, God. Is it who? Okay, I'll find out later.
Yeah.
So the Bucks did play well in this game. I mean, take the first half into account, and you're like, oh my God, this team is actually figuring things out.
Yeah.
I mean, Giannis had 15, Miles Turner had 10, KPJ had 10. This is all in the first half. They're rolling. They build an 18-point lead going into the second half, and you're like, okay, this team's pretty good. This team is solid. And then the second half happens. They only get outscored by 1 in the end, but it is that third quarter, that a late third quarter, early fourth quarter was not good. You can start to see like a lot of minutes just being eaten by players who are not really doing anything. You can see the offense start to fall apart. You can see the defense start to fall apart. And it just makes me so mad because you had just played such a good half of basketball, and then the Bucks fell right back into their old habits.
Yeah, it's tough. I think it just feels like the bench units that Doc wants to run, which I think has been a little bit more KPJ heavy. Maybe there's some foul trouble for Rollins in there, although he doesn't even foul that much. I don't think that bench unit's going to work. Right now they're doing KPJ, Trent, Harris, now he's healthy again, good from his neck strain, Kuzma, Portis. And I just don't think that that's going to go very well for them. Let's see, that lineup, KPJ, Trent, Harris, Kuzma, Portis, is -4 in 19 minutes in the last 5 games. It's their second most used lineup, but it's not been good. A variation of it with one more starter, KPJ, Green, Trent, Kuzma, Portis, is -6. And I think the reasoning here is probably pretty obvious. I think it's probably going to be worse than those numbers. I think Bobby's played pretty well in some of these games offensively to kind of keep it afloat, but the defense just won't work. I mean, we've just seen this movie before. Bobby at the 5, it just can't defend. And Kuzma does a pretty good job defensively, but not enough. I don't know if they need Sims or if they need to stagger Turner and Giannis a little bit more. That's tough because Turner plays at his best with Giannis, so that's a little unfortunate. But I did notice the two good non-Giannis lineups in these last 5 games. Rollins, KPJ, Green, Kuzma, Turner. So that's just like Kuzma in for Giannis. Is +6 in 16 minutes, which is good. And then Rollins, Green, Trent, Kuzma, Turner, which is 3 starters still, so it's not an all bench lineup by any means, is +7 in 11 minutes. So Kuzma in for Giannis with Turner. It seems like they're holding their own, but the Bobby Kuzma groups I don't think are playing well.
Yeah, and it's all because of rim protection, right? You
Yeah.
see when Bobby's at the 5, they have to run the zone, and there's nothing that they can really do when someone gets interior penetration and starts to get to the rim. Like there's nothing. There might as well be like, it might be practice with those guys with the giant pads that they use to
Yeah.
simulate rim protection. It might as well be less than that. That's what we're seeing out there. And it's all the rim protection. And here's my thing. Even if it is Jericho out there, Doc's going to have him playing zone anyway.
Yeah, that's been an issue too. In the Kings game, for example, in 16 minutes, despite being 9 of 11, having 9 and 11, 9 points, 11 boards, Bobby was a minus 12 in 16 minutes. Like that's when you lost the lead. It was that lineup. I think you just need to play Jericho and keep him around the rim. They've not used him much in this sample. He's basically lost his role since Giannis came back. They have run 7 minutes of KPJ Harris, Kuzma, Portis, Sims, which I don't think is ideal, but it's +1 in 7 minutes. Like that lineup kind of worked. I know Jericho's numbers on the whole are terrible in terms of like his impact on the team. I kind of throw it out. I saw them start him at the 4. Obviously, that didn't work. That doesn't mean that Jericho Sims can't work, though. We've been talking about the Sims-Portis combo for a while now. I just think it's hard, and I get why Doc has gone away from it, because Kuzma Sims is not a lot of spacing. Obviously, that is tough, and Kuzma is better than Sims. So if you don't want to use him as much, then you might have to stagger Giannis and Turner a little bit more.
What if you just play Kuz at the 5?
I don't know.
It's worked in stretches against certain lineups.
Well,
like
then you're running out of players. Then if Bob's not out there at all.
No, you play Bob at the 4 and you have Kuz at the 5.
I see. Yeah, you could try.
You have Kuz hanging around. Like switch. Like you have the same personnel, but switch up the matchups.
Yeah.
Like Kuz is big. He's a big guy. He's big. He doesn't have the same vertical as Jericho Sims, but he's probably bigger than Sims, or at least taller.
They're about the same height.
So at least like put him out there if you want something, because he's a way better defender than Bob.
Yeah. And he doesn't illegally screen at the rate of Jericho, which it's getting ridiculous.
My goodness.
It's getting worse.
It's the first or second offensive possession every time Jericho enters the game.
I see why he's lost his minutes. I mean, I think they need the rim protection, but you're already adding nothing on offense unless, he's getting a lob basically, or maybe a rebound. But you then can't be like a glaring negative because you have 2 turnovers per game because you're like just literally hip checking guys.
Yeah.
What do you think about the 9-man rotation? I think it's a little small.
It is a little small, but also who are you putting in?
I've been wondering if either Cole Anthony or Ajax should get a shot.
Here's my thing. I'm glad you brought him up because I think it's a little bit overdue for some Cole Anthony.
Just chances. I complained about him too when he was playing too much.
Like 2 or 3 minutes, or like a max, like a 5-minute stretch. Just see what you got. Because like the issue with Cole Anthony early in the season when Kevin Porter Jr. was out is he would just play 15 minutes in a row, right, or whatever it was. It probably wasn't 15.
It's like 10. It was like 10. Yeah. I mean, come in the first quarter, play till part of the second quarter. And
he was just he was overtaxed, right? He was given way too much responsibility. He was a primary ball handler when he shouldn't have been, and for too long. Just give him like 5 minutes or something. Just see what happens, because he still can be a dynamic player and a good defender.
Well, and I think especially, it's being smart about when you use him. I think you can really limit his role. Have him be the second creator when Giannis and one of the guards sits. Right? Like if it's going to be Giannis and Rollins and KPJ's out there, let Cole Anthony run a little bit of those. I mean, KPJ can still do a lot of the heavy lifting, but they ask a ton of him right now. When it's, again, him, Gary Harris, who like will create a shot once every 3 games. You're like, oh my God, he's still got that in the tank, and then doesn't do it again. Portis is what he is. Kuzma can a little bit, but he's not much off the dribble. And Trent is just like so off or on. It's crazy. I mean, there's just games when you just can't. He can't do anything, and then there's games where it's like, oh, he can create any shot he wants, and it's like no in between lately.
Yeah, it is really tough from that perspective. I just think yeah, I mean Doc's been he's been playing a lot of Giannis and KPJ together rather than Giannis and Rollins, which is what we've kind of been wanting, and letting
He,
KPJ kind of run the bench
he
script. I
kind
mean,
of
that
he has
shifted
a
a
little
bit
bit
during the
more
Kings
lately.
game. Yeah.
Yeah,
That shifted a bit, but that's been the tendency,
yeah,
at least on the aggregate. So if you were to do that, let's say like a Giannis KPJ, I would be a little hesitant for Cole Anthony because KPJ's 3-point shot has kind of sputtered a little, and Cole Anthony's has not been here at all this year. Uh,
fair.
so if it was to happen, it would have to be during the Giannis Rollins lineups, where you have that solid shooter with Ryan Rollins.
I wouldn't play him with Giannis and Rollins.
No?
No, because you have shooting, you can just put the shooting. I don't think it's as necessary then. I would only do it if you're down to one ball handler,
So you would
personally.
do it in the non-Giannis minutes where one of the two guards isn't playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I just think he's not going to do enough offensively, or he's going to do too much offensively if he's out there with Giannis and another guard. Hell, if you want to play your point guards together more and have him with Giannis, but I probably wouldn't do that either.
Yeah.
Maybe there is not a good role for him. I mean, Ajax, people keep talking about. I
What
think
is he gonna do?
I think Harris has kind of taken Harris and Kuzma both. I think are the issue for Ajax. I think they trust both of those guys more, like what they do on defense, and they're just more disciplined offensively and defensively. I will say his bench energy has been great. If for no other reason, he could deserve a shot. Maybe if someone gets hurt, he is like the first guy standing up and cheering and stuff. He'll get like 1 minute and share his highlight the next day on Instagram, and I'm always that's very endearing to me. I think I would be mad if I were him, but he's like, check it out, I dunked with 4 minutes left in a blowout. And then Coffee, I don't know. I guess it's done. That's the weird one to me is, especially with
He's
Green's in the midst of his worst slump in his NBA career. Coffee still can't get a minute.
yeah. Here's the thing. I was just looking up some lineup, David. Since Giannis has come back, the most used lineup without Giannis is Turner, Kuz, Trent, Rollins, Green
Wait, when? How long has Giannis been back? I thought it was only 5 games.
since the 27th.
I just did last 5 games. Maybe I'm getting different numbers because of that.
Giannis has played in 6 games.
Oh, the last six
Yep.
games.
So
Anyway, go ahead.
that
Yeah.
so that lineup where you can maybe take Gary out and put Cole Anthony in. So it's Turner, Kuz, Cole, Green, Rollins. Or the second most used lineup without Giannis is Turner, Bob, Kuz, KPJ, Green. That one's tougher to slot Cole Anthony into.
Yeah. That lineup has not done well, by the way.
No.
Kuzma, Turner, Portis might be too big.
Kuzma, Turner, Portis is enormous.
But that lineup is shooting 28% from three. So I think the other thing we need to talk about, the lineup situation is a little tricky, just generally. It is good news. Their starting five has been really good. They've won the KPJ, Rollins, Green, Giannis Turner minutes by a lot, which is good. I think their other good lineup this year is Rollins, Green, Kuzma, Giannis, Turner, which I'm still semi-interested in more Giannis Kuzma minutes. We don't get a ton of it, but we'll see. There's your other answer, by the way. If play Turner with some starters and then play Giannis and Kuzma together. I don't know. Have we seen much Turner Portis?
Let me check.
I don't know if
Since
that would
Giannis has
work.
come back?
Just do a whole year because I don't think we've seen much of it all year.
Well, I'm already filtered for when Giannis has come back.
Like I think you probably need to group the bigs where there's two of them out there at a time. But I don't like Kuzma Portis. I mean, to your point, you could try Kuzma at the 5, but I think if you stagger one of the starting bigs with each of them, it could work better.
Yeah.
I think
So
either way.
the most used Turner Portis lineup since Giannis has been back is Turnus. Turner, Portis, Kuzma, KPJ, Green. In 48 minutes, they are minus 20.
Yeah, maybe not.
The only positive, Turner, Portis, Kuzma, Grant, Rollins is a +2.
Yeah.
In 20 minutes over 5 games, so barely any time per game.
Maybe they are better. I don't know. They're still figuring out how to use the guards and pair them with the other players, which I understand because they really have not had much time with Giannis and both guards this year. And it's encouraging that they've been really good when all three of those guys are out there because that's, these are some of their most important players. So that's good. We need to talk about a slump, but first we need to talk about our friends at Prize Picks, the #1 daily fantasy sports platform where it's a great time of year because we're in the dog days of the basketball season, which sometimes can mean big value. Like, oh, 2 players are sitting. I know this guy's going to shoot more. I know this guy's going to pass more. Thankfully, knock on all the wood, our team has not had as busy of an injury report lately. So it's really just figuring out trends, but you can always dive into the basketball. But we've got football playoffs starting this weekend. Playoffs, and there's already so much juice watching the playoffs, but especially this first weekend, not every game is great. Some of the games you're like, okay, the Steelers are going to lose. That's something. But you throw a little Prize Picks play onto the game, and suddenly it just gets a lot more interesting. So I'm excited for this weekend. Combine some basketball and football. You can do stacks now, so you can pick the same player multiple times. So if you think Jordan Love, I know you love Jordan Love rushing yards, but if you also think he's going to throw a couple touchdowns, sprinkle that onto a big-time game in Denver that the basketball team is playing where I could see Giannis going off because the other team is down 2 of their big men, which we'll talk about this West Coast trip, looking a little lighter than we thought it would, probably at the start of the season. So that'll be what I'm doing on Prize Picks. They also now, I've seen you can pick a team to win. There's like a whole different aspect now. I mean, they are constantly innovating on Prize Picks. So download the app today. Use the link in our description here or just search it up in your app store. And for first-time users, use code Eurostep when you sign up, all one word, and you get $50 when you play your first $5 lineup, win or lose. That's code Eurostep to get $50 in plays when you play that first $5 lineup, whether you win or you lose. Use code Eurostep on the Prize Picks app. Prize Picks, where it is good to be right. We should briefly, so the Bucks are on this West Coast trip, before I forget. Warriors on Wednesday night. I think it'll be kind of usual scenario there.
And by usual scenario, you mean Draymond or Steve Kerr gets ejected?
Probably. Probably. They also had some time off before this game. Yeah. Oh, they played Monday. They lost by 1. And then they play again Wednesday. So not on a back-to-back or anything. But they're relatively uninjured is what I meant. I think we'll see if Horford plays. That's kind of been a question mark all year. But they don't have any extended absences. The Lakers on Friday night will be without Austin Reeves, who's been out for a while. And they have a couple other players in their injury report lately as well. I know Gabe Vincent's been out, which maybe not the biggest deal. And we'll see. I mean, LeBron is 41 now, so always kind of a TBD. Luka's battled some stuff, I think, too. So if any more than Reeves are out, even better, but already a team without a potential all-star player. And then the Nuggets on Sunday is really the one where usually you look at a game in Denver and you go, that is a loss, especially if it's the end of a 4-game West Coast trip. Without Nikola Jokic, probably for the whole month of January. Without Valanciunas, the big backup big that has been really good for them, actually. They were finally good in the non-Jokic minutes, or at least okay, also out for the whole month. Christian Brown has been out. Aaron Gordon has been out. They gave Jamal Murray their last game off, and they won that game, actually, which is crazy. They gave
Jalen Pickett had 29 points.
Led the way. They rested all of their starters. Cam Johnson's been missing time. He might also be out for the Bucks game. So I think Murray will probably be back, and some other guys, we'll see. I don't know what their schedule looks like. They're clearly kind of picking their rest games and trying to win other games. But really decimated Nuggets team this is the most winnable game in Denver we've seen in years.
Absolutely. I mean, the Bucks have had their struggles in Denver for years now. But it's primarily because Jokic has just torn them apart.
Yeah.
So not having to face the 3-time MVP is probably a good sign for the Bucks. That almost turns into a must-win.
It is a must-win.
It's the last game of a week-long road trip in Denver, which is just terrible. Like, that's awful. But you have to win that. You have to win that. After I don't expect them to win in LA. I just don't.
It has been tough for them. It depends on the injury report, though. I mean, the Lakers have had their own injury struggles, too. And their defense is horrible. I mean, they're losing to some bad teams lately.
Yeah, but they're due for a bounce back. I think they split Warriors Lakers.
I mean, that's if you can. Actually, Rui Hachimura is missing the Lakers' next game on Tuesday night with a calf strain, so he may also be out. Also, they kind of hate him there this year.
Yeah,
I've kind of circled him as a trade target. But then I was like, Kuzma for Rui, is that the most lateral move possible?
I think it is.
Rui's a better shooter, but you lose some defense. He is a better shooter.
And, yeah. I think you lose value there. I think you overall lose value there.
Yeah.
Maybe I value Kuzma too high.
He's been pretty good.
For a guy who's hasn't been, the last couple of games haven't been the banner performances, except for that, what game was that? The Hornets game where they nearly blew it.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead 3, but then gave up the end.
That was kind of the whole experience, really.
It's like in the aggregate, Kuzma did nothing, but he did everything. He absolutely did everything. I don't know. This is not looking, like you were saying, to your point, this is not looking as bad of a trip as we thought it was going to be. I mean, you get that first win against the Kings, which is like, you'd better do that. You have a few days off.
That's
then
big.
You get to play the Warriors. You have a day. There's no back-to-backs in here, which is really important. And you're doing your 3 California teams. I mean, given they're kind of all over the place in terms of location, but still, same. You're staying in the same state.
Yeah.
Do you think they take the train? Do you think they take the scenic route? They absolutely do not. But I like to imagine them taking the train.
I mean, maybe once you get to the LA and San Francisco. No, probably not. I don't think so. Definitely, they're not taking any train from Sacramento down. I don't think.
That'd be funny. I like to think Doc organizing a team activity is them after the Kings game. You have 2 days off, taking the scenic train
you get down there fast so you can golf more, Rohan.
No, that's true. I forgot about that. So someone else can pay for you to golf.
Yeah. So the Warriors.
It's a team activity. We got to get this expensed.
Oh wait, no. Didn't I just say the Warriors played last night?
They do. They played on Monday.
What is their? I know Curry and Butler were both questionable for their game before that against the Jazz, but they did end up playing. Seth Curry is out with sciatica. Life comes at you fast, but obviously the lesser Curry for Golden State at the moment.
Yeah. Steph missed a game last week, but that's last week.
Yeah. I think it was they've had punt games too. So I think they sat a lot of guys against the Thunder and just gave that one up. So I don't think they're not lined up for a back-to-back against the Bucks. So I would imagine we see their regulars, but they are all old as hell. So you never know.
Yeah. It was a 1-point loss yesterday for the Thunder. They lost by more than that.
Yeah.
For the Warriors. So yeah, this trip does not seem that daunting.
No.
I think a massive victory for the Bucks is getting 2 out of these 3.
Yeah, if you get Warriors, you lock yourself into 500 at worst. And again, with Denver the way they are right now, with you not being on a back-to-back by then, you should be looking at 3 out of 4. I think that should be the goal for this trip. If you just split the Warriors-Lakers games, you're in a pretty good position to go. And at worst case, a 500 4-game West Coast trip is not bad. But in this scenario, you have a chance to do better, and that would be huge because the Hawks lost again. I don't know when they play next, but the Bucks are now in an actual tie, 10-11. So they are within a half game of going up and jumping back into the play.
500 is better than ball that they've been playing all season long. So.
Yeah. They are now 1 game behind the Bulls in 9th. A little bit more than to get to the Cavs in 8th. But the Cavs are only half a game behind the Sixers in 5th. So
they are 5.5 games, which is a lot. They're 5.5 games out of hosting a playoff series.
Yeah. And they are 4 in the loss column back from 6, which means you're not in the play-in, which I think should probably be the new goal.
It should be the new goal.
I mean, at minimum, I think, to get out of the play-in.
I honestly think it's an attainable goal.
I mean, yeah, it's 4 in the loss column, and a lot of these teams haven't been great ahead of you. So I think Jalen Suggs got hurt again. Games. That's Orlando is currently in 6th.
Yeah, the Paolo minutes have been a massive negative for them this year, which is not good.
Kind of tough. The Cavs still hanging around in 8th. It's like shocking to me. I know they've had injuries too, but
something's going to happen with them.
I don't know what can. Second apron, it's tough, man.
Well, maybe it's a coaching change, son. And then in that case, Kenny, please.
Trade
Please,
him.
Kenny.
Trade. There's no second apron limit on that. Doc for Kenny, call it in.
But the standings are well positioned for the Bucks to actually, make this leap that we've been talking about. And they're slowly climbing, right?
They're winning lately, yeah.
They, like you said, almost in a virtual tie with the Atlanta Hawks for that final play-in spot. They're only, 4 games out of fifth place in the Eastern Conference. Like,
Yeah.
you win these next couple games, you string together some wins. I don't imagine they win either of the Wolves. They might have been the Wolves game or the Spurs game. I can't imagine. I don't know if Wemby's gonna
Vassell
be
has
back.
been out and Wemby's been out too. So yeah, I mean they've won without Wemby. It's not a cakewalk without him, but we'll see what their report
And
is
then all
like.
of a sudden, this January gauntlet that we thought it was going to be looks a lot easier. After that Nuggets game, you have the Wolves at home, you have the Spurs on the road, which both are going to be tough games. Both are good teams. Then you have the Hawks on the road. Hawks are bad. Thunder at home. Thunder have been struggling, but it's probably a loss. Denver again, probably without Jokic.
Yeah, it's big to have the 2 Denver games this month because I don't know if Jokic plays in either.
And then that's Denver at home. Then you have the Wolves. I don't know why I said the Wolves. The Mavericks at home, who have been struggling. Then you have the Sixers on the road, who have kind of had the Bucks number this year. And then you just have to count the Wizards game as a loss.
Yeah, that's the juggernaut, I think.
So probably the most difficult 2 games they play are the Spurs and the Thunder. And then the Wolves. You play 3 teams in the rest of the month where you think like, oh, it's probably a loss. Everything else is very competitive.
Yeah, I mean now it's taking care of business in the other games and then see if you can split those games. Which again, like the way they're playing with Giannis on, like if you can just not totally bleed when he sits, you're going to be competitive with almost every team.
Absolutely.
What their biggest issue outside of the non-Giannis minutes in these last 5 games, AJ Green mentioned the worst slump of his career. Those 5 games, again, they're 4-1, so they've overcame it, and the hilarious part about this, he leads the team in plus minus. Plus 14.2 per game with AJ on. He's shooting 24% from 3 in those games, making 1.8 of his 7.4 attempted threes. So I actually think this might be a good sign. Because
I think it is. I mean, it has to be a good sign, right? When your best shooter who's providing you tons of literal point value is still a positive. I mean, a lot of it is Giannis minutes.
Yeah,
and
he's still glued to Giannis, which is smart, I think.
And he's still like, even though he's in a bad slump, if you're an opposing defense, you have to stick with him. There's no other shot. You give him an open look, and you're probably assuming it's going in anyway.
Yeah.
Even though it really hasn't. Like that's just his reputation, and deservedly so. Because he's 1 game out from just busting this thing wide open.
Yep.
It's I think you can expect these lineups to be even better once AJ gets out of this slump.
That's the thing.
Which he better do.
He needs to. The negative is like, okay, what if he's just lost it? I don't think that's likely. We have a pretty big sample here. I think he's probably due to have
it's all post shoulder injury though, which is what
that's the concerning thing. He's had a couple. I think he's not been totally awful since he came back. I think he had a couple, like a 1 maybe breakthrough game. And then he's gone back onto the schneid from there. Let's see. He came back. He last played December 5th and then came back December 18th. And he had 3 bad games in a row. Well, 1 of 2 is fine, but 1 of 8, 1 of 6. Then he had a 6 for 11 at Memphis. So he filled it up against Memphis. And then since then, 2 of 8, 1 of 5, 3 of 8 is fine. 3 of 10, 0 for 6. So it is concerning. Really,
yeah. Since he's come back, he's shooting 28.1% from deep.
He's had 2 okay games, 1 really good game, and then a couple real stinkers. Hopefully, I do think he looks better out there physically. I did think when he first came back, he didn't look good. I don't think he looks necessarily like he's not moving right. The shots just aren't falling. I think it'll be fine. And to your point, like if you just add however many extra points that is per game to that lineup that's already doing really well, that could be the difference in like not dropping the Wizards game or not having the Kings get closer because you're just literally adding 6-9 points per game that just aren't there right now. And we know the Bucks don't offensive rebound, so it's not like they're making up for it that way really. So I think it is encouraging as long as you believe that he'll break out of the slump, which I think he will.
Yeah, I mean he's taken 10 twos in this stretch. It's 4 of 10 from two.
He and basically everyone else playing also has a positive assist to turnover ratio, which I think is a big deal. Like they're moving the ball really well right now. KPJ leading the way in the last 5. He's got like 9 to 2.2 assist to turnovers per game, which is really good. I think he's one of the top 5 like assist men in the game since his return, which again is really good. But everyone is like AJ is positive, Giannis of course, everyone I think except Sims and like Gary Harris, who's like flat. So that's good.
Yeah.
All your rotation players having a positive assist to turnover means your offense is relatively healthy.
Yeah. It's crazy. During the stretch that AJ's come back, teams when AJ's been on the floor, the Bucks have outscored opponents at a greater margin than AJ's 3-point shooting percentage.
Wow.
They've outscored teams by 38 in AJ's minutes since he's returned, and he's shooting 28% from deep.
That's shocking. Actually, I noted the Bucks aren't a great rebounding team. These last 5 games, 17th in offensive rebound percentage. I did see I watched Rollins crash the glass the other day on offense. I've seen like Giannis do it a time or here. It's like, oh, that's good. 11th in total rebound percentage in that stretch because they are actually where'd they go? They're 16th in defensive rebound. How are they 16th and 17th in offensive and defensive, but 11th total? I guess some teams are really bad at one or the other. But anyway, that helps too.
It does. I mean, Giannis, I think an underappreciated aspect of his game is just like his ability to get rebounds. Like,
yeah,
it's very natural to him. And it's, again, rebounding is more of a team stat, and it's better when you have a massive guy out there to help.
Well, I think too, like both of the point guards are pretty good rebounders. So having 48 minutes of good rebounding point guard has helped. Although Cole Anthony grabs him pretty well as well. I do think Bobby's worked a little more too.
Yeah. Still not great.
No. But I think his rebounding's been a little better. He's had some terrible defensive possessions. He's had some good ones. He's had some terrible ones. So yeah, we'll see about AJ's slump. It'd be great to see him knock down 6 threes against the Warriors. Bucks would probably win if he did that, which would be good. So should the Bucks trade for Trae Young? That's the title of the pod. We're getting to it a little late, but I want to talk about the actual basketball first.
So that's a very loaded question, Ty.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very loaded question because there's 2 ways you can approach this.
Yep.
One is to pair him with Giannis. One is to put him in a Giannis deal.
No, I'm not talking about that. Honestly, is that dead now? They're 10th in the East.
Like, I think it's dead.
Again, the whole thing we talked about with like Utah or whatever is like, okay, Giannis is going to threaten to retire if you're trading him to a bad team.
James Dolan just said recently that they're not making any major changes. We like the team we have. Unless Leon Rose says, no, we have to do this, we're not doing anything.
So, okay, what's the statement mean then? Unless the guy who makes the basketball decisions decides we need to make a move, we're not going to make a move. What a great statement from James Dolan.
Classic James.
I love they're struggling right now. The Rockets are a little better. The Thunder are struggling right now.
Thunder might be.
The Bulls are struggling. The Hawks stink. Every team who like stuck their nose up at Giannis, like, we don't need him. That's what you get. The basketball gods observed your folly, and they smited accordingly. I think that's great. I don't want them to trade him, to be clear, but I think it's great that you're like, we don't need the top 2 player in the league right now. We're fine without him. You're not. None of you are. Nana boo-boo.
And the Bucks are winning with Giannis.
That's it. The Bucks and the Hawks are tied in record. So why is Giannis like, I got to get to Atlanta? What? No, I don't think he cares to go to Atlanta. Their package makes sense, but yeah. So I'm putting that aside. I'm done with that.
This is all like what we were saying. This is going to get pushed, and it's going to be an off-season thing.
And maybe you get Trae Young, and Giannis is really excited, and the offseason thing is an extension. Who knows?
So Trae Young. For those who missed, Trae Young and the Hawks, according to multiple reporters, are working together on a trade. So basically, I don't know if it's Trae Young requesting a trade, or
it seems like it pretty much is,
or it's the Hawks trying to save face and say, hey, we were on a roll before you came back, Trae.
Yeah, but then he missed some time and they keep losing.
Yeah.
I do want to note that because there are people who are just immediately out on the idea of Trae Young, which I kind of get, but I think is a little unfair.
It is a little unfair. So basically, it looks like before the trade deadline, which is coming up.
Less than a month.
Which is kind of insane, that Trae Young at the Atlanta Hawks will have a breakup.
Yep. Which this is foreshadowed. They notably did not really get anywhere in extension talks last summer. He could hit free agency. It didn't
seem like they wanted to.
I think they were so far apart. Yeah, they just didn't even bother, which is a little shocking to me. So at that point, you're always kind of like, yeah, I mean, he could hit free agency this summer. The inclination is he probably won't because there's not going to be a ton of cap space out there. He's got like a $48 million player option. But he is literally in the spot that we're talking about with Giannis the summer after next summer with no deal and no interest. So it was always possible that this happened. And I think them doing really well without him and then not really anymore. But I think that kind of sped things up and he's ready to see somewhere else.
Yeah. And the difference between Trae Young and Giannis is
way better.
The Bucks. Yeah, well, yes. Also, that is very yes, absolutely. Different planes of existence as players. The Bucks, if they had the opportunity, would sign him to whatever extension he wanted.
For sure. And Trae
and the Hawks are not doing that.
And Giannis is not extension eligible right now, so it's like their contracts aren't lined up. So the only, I think, reported team. Wait, did you have a list that came out? Was that real? I don't know if that was real. That might have been fake.
I haven't seen a list.
I think it was fake. It was like one of these where like a random account says it's from The Athletic, but I don't know if it really was. And I didn't do the research. I do know Mark Stein reported, and this deal could already be like almost done, that they're talking to the Wizards who are interested, which I actually kind of like that for the Wizards as an aside.
Yeah, why not?
You don't have a franchise player right now. You have interesting young guys, but you know what would help them develop is if there's like an offensive engine on the team, and there's really not.
You have a lot of good wings and bigs who could really benefit from a development under one of the elite point guards in the NBA.
A walking 25 and 11, and if you can just get him. And the crazy part about this is Mark Stein reported, the Wizards are like, yeah, we'll give you CJ McCollum's expiring. Because again, Trae probably not expiring, technically could be. So you could just be done with the money after this year. But you got to pay us. Like, we want a draft pick. To me, that's crazy. Like,
that is kind of crazy. You would just do it as a 1-for-1, wouldn't you?
The Wizards are playing hardball, though. Which they can. I mean, they're like, we're in no rush. We kind of want to be bad, whatever. I think that's greedy. I think I just would be shocked. We'll see, though. I mean, the Hawks are clearly kind of ready to be done with this ride. So if you're the Hawks and John Horst calls you and he says, we're not going to give you any of our picks. Maybe we'll give you like 2032 swap, but we're not going to give you.
You're going to ask, where's Peter Feigin? He's not here anymore.
That's going to be I'm sure
Who's
that's.
the GM of the Hawks?
Ansi. No, Ansi.
Oh.
Fields is out. It's Ansi Sala, something like that. So you call Ansi, you say, listen, we're not going to give you our unprotected picks. We're not doing it. We can't. We'll give you a 32 swap if you want that. Or a 30, whatever swap they have.
30, yeah.
I think they could trade 31 unprotected.
I think it's
32.
Yeah.
32 swap.
Yeah, 32.
You can have Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Portis, and Kevin Porter Jr. and the pick swap. You don't get off all the money. None of these players are, well, KPJ may be expiring. The other two not expiring, so you have some future money. But they're real players. You could use a stretch big because your stretch big, unfortunately, just really doesn't play games anymore. Sorry to Kristaps Porzingis, but it's true. And Kuzma, I don't know. You could probably use Kuzma. Everyone could use Kuzma. And
every team could use Kyle Kuzma.
And we'll take Trae Young, and you don't have to pay to do it. So if the reporting on the Wizards thing is true, if you're Atlanta, what are you more interested in? Do I want a pick swap and like some players who I'm probably not thrilled about, and they're on the books, but they're not crazy contracts, and they're cheaper. You save a little bit of money. Or do I want the clean out of McCollum, but I have to give up some sort of pick asset?
Here's the thing. If you're Atlanta...
Let's do that first, then we'll do the Bucks side. We will do the Bucks side. Okay. Should the Bucks do that? That's obviously important too. But just if you're the Hawks, like, is this realistic that the Bucks could get him? I think if they really want to, absolutely. Like, I think the 31 first, and I think it's done.
Yeah, absolutely. The Bucks could get Trae Young today if they wanted to.
Yeah.
I firmly believe that.
If they went all in on the capital, I think so.
Yeah. I even think if they just included the swap, I think it'd be okay.
That I'm not sure, because it's not that fun of an asset.
Yeah, but it's better than having to give an asset to Washington.
I agree with you.
Yeah, and plus you have like real players. Like CJ I can't say anything about CJ.
He hooped against the Bucks, yeah.
I can't say anything about CJ, but typically For a player in CJ McCollum's position, in his age, in his contract situation, which is expiring, you can't expect to get a lot. At least with Kuz, you have him for another year. With Bob, you have him for another 2 years.
KPJ this
But
year, and then we'll see.
potentially, he has a player option.
He's kind of playing better than Trae Young this year, which is what we'll get to from the Bucks side, and if that's worth it or not.
But then you're kind of, if you're the Hawks, you're kind of loaded at your wings, right?
Yeah.
Like you have obviously Jalen Johnson has the keys at this point. He currently has the keys.
Yeah.
And then like Risa Shea is kind of like a little
he's shaky right now.
He wants to play more, but he kind of hasn't been great, and the coaching staff doesn't want him to play more. It's been a weird ride with Zachary Risa Shea. But you don't want to. You're still going to try with your number 1 overall pick, right? You're not giving up on Risa Shea. You're not the Kings. So then you're kind of like, okay, where does Kuzma fit in? And Bob kind of takes over that
Porzingis
stretch
role.
5 role.
Yeah. I think Bob fits in pretty well.
Worse.
Yeah, well, he plays the games at least. I think KPJ fits well for them too. The Kuzma thing is kind of like a little random. He's just probably in the same role.
Flip Kuzma.
Or he's just, a bench forward. We haven't guarded anyone.
What he is now.
Yeah, he's guarded well this year. We haven't guarded anyone in a while now. Like maybe he can help with that.
Yeah. So I think it does make sense. I think what I'm grappling with is whether that value of, I guess if you are getting Kevin Porter Jr. back, you are getting a guard.
They need a guard.
Kind of fills the void. And it would be the same situation as CJ. It's like you assume you have him for the rest of the year and you don't assume anything else going forward.
Yeah. And if you want to, I'm sure you could re-sign him.
Yeah. So I think that does, especially if you can maybe get a disabled player thing for Porzingis, potentially.
Yeah, we'll see. I think he's missed 14 of the last 15. It's kind of up in the air at this point.
I feel so bad.
I know, it sucks.
Horrible situation.
Yeah.
But I think that might be pretty good value.
I mean, it's better than the reported, I just think even outside of the value, which is the most important consideration, I mean, the guy led you, I know he got hurt in the playoffs, but kind of led you to the Eastern Conference Finals a couple of years ago, and now you're you're paying to get rid of him to get CJ McCollum. I mean, you're paying to dump his contract, which has maybe 1 more year on it. It's not like he signed some onerous 5-year thing you're trying to get out from under. You're just like, we don't want him around anymore, which is tough, which is going to hurt the value, frankly, of what you get for him. But the Bucks package would be real players and some sort of, whatever, a mortgage swap, the 2032 swap. I would not give a first-round pick, a real first-round pick for Trae Young.
No.
I think I would do something like that version. I guess here's the first question. Is Kevin Porter Jr. actually better? He's got better numbers this year. Is he actually better? I think he's better defensively.
He's a better defender.
Although he's a gambler. He's a gambler. But he has, still, a gambler's better than Trae, who just gives you nothing defensively.
No, he's actively taking away from you defensively.
Yes.
Which is not great.
Not good, especially given the Bucks' current issues existing.
Exactly. So if you're just looking from those 2 players, I have a lot of thoughts on other players, but if you're just looking at those 2 players, I think it's tough, man. It's tough because this Bucks offense sometimes does not look to be the problem in half court, and sometimes it just looks absolutely abysmal. And it's like, man, we could really, really use a real organizer, and Trae Young is probably the best at that in the NBA right now. Or at least he has been the last couple
Him and Halliburton.
Years.
I mean, Halliburton's not playing this year. He's 11 assists, 25 points every single year. That's not nothing.
It's a lot, actually. He's like a smaller, this era's version of Steve Nash. In some points. Except he can score at a much higher clip. But also, you're losing everything defensively. And now we can talk about the other players.
Yeah.
Because this isn't a trade for Kevin Porter Jr. for Trae Young. It's a Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Portis, Kevin Porter Jr. trade for Trae Young.
Also, I think I'm asking for Vit Krejci back in a deal.
Okay, we can take Vit Krejci.
Vit Krejci, 6'8", forward who shoots threes, is 10-point-per-game scorer. I think that's actually a big deal. I think you need someone like that back, or Risa Shea if they want to do that. But that kind of messes up the money.
I do not think they're doing Risa Shea.
Krejci's better right now. But I need someone like that back in the deal. I do think that's important, and that was part of my fake trade is you take back Vic Krejci too.
Sure. What does your rotation look like?
So here's why I'm kind of into this is I think your new starting five of Trae Young, Ryan Rollins, AJ Green, Giannis, and Miles Turner, I'm like really into that. And if you keep all your pick capital in the summer, you have 3 firsts. Can you go find any sort of a 3 upgrade? Then I'm really, really into that. Like, I don't think this is realistic, but just for the sake of conversation, if you're going into next season with Trae Young, Ryan Rollins, Herb Jones, Giannis, and Miles Turner, that's like a much better.
Where's your salary to trade for Herb Jones?
AJ, probably.
Is that enough?
Is there anyone else? I mean,
it's only you. If you trade Kuzma and Bob,
yeah, you don't have much salary left,
and then $4 million deals.
Yeah,
at maximum, and that's Ryan Rollins.
Yeah, so I guess it's not a big salary player.
This is the trade if you're doing it. You can't really do anything else.
Unless you can find someone who's not, I mean, I guess you go back to the well and get Ricochet.
The Bucks can't even afford him.
He's like probably 10. I mean, AJ's extension kicks in next year. He's going to be a $10 million player.
Oh, that's true.
So you'll have one more block if you feel like you need to upgrade that spot.
It's still tough.
You probably have your mid-level too. I mean, I don't think you're going to be. I have to look at what the tax numbers are like. I think you'd probably have a full mid-level though.
Probably.
So you can sign a free agent, a decent free agent.
Yeah, they should have the full mid-level.
It's a pretty good core, and I think the Rollins fit next to him makes a lot of sense to me. I think it honestly sounds like a better version of what the Hawks tried to do when they went for DeJounte Murray.
Daniels.
No, DeJounte Murray.
Yeah.
Of the second handler who can really defend and shoot as well. Like I think Rollins is about as good of a fit next to Young as I think you could find. But then your bench, to your point, is like Cole Anthony, Gary Harris. It really sucks that Prince got hurt. Yeah, Trent. And then you need, I guess if you get Vic Krejci back, it's Vic Krejci and Sims. That's not very good, but their bench currently kind of sucks too.
Yeah, but you have no size whatsoever. I mean, maybe it's like at that point.
My guy Vit.
Pete Nance.
My guy Vit.
Yeah. I would say you cut Coffee and no, you'd open up a roster spot in that deal.
Yeah.
Or you just throw Coffee in just for Sal. Or
it's probably easier to cut him.
The Hawks would have to send someone to make it work.
Yeah, and then they already have to cut someone because it's a 3-for-2 right now. If they're sending Vit back, so they already have to cut someone. You probably just cut Coffee if you want an extra spot.
Yeah, you would cut. No, I'm saying if it's a 3-for-2, you don't need to cut anyone.
If you want to sign more players or whatever. I don't know who necessarily.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like you would have a free spot to convert Nance, and then you could cut Coffee and get someone else. Yeah, exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
You still you don't have any size. Are you relying on the buyout market then?
Well, you're not into the Vic Krejci, Jericho Sims 4-5?
No, I'm not actually.
So, do you think what do you think they need more, a center or a 4?
They need a 4 more. They need I
think Vit's a decent 4.
They're trading their only wing. The Bucks are trading their only wing in this deal. I don't think Vit is as good enough of a wing as you think.
He's 6'8".
I think he's more. He plays more as a guard.
I think he plays as a 3. I don't think he's a true guard.
Okay, we'll disagree on that. But I still think your weakest spot is again still your weakest spot, which is your wing group. Except it got worse.
Yeah. Can you go get he's hurt right now? I think Sadiq Bey or someone like that. Najee Marshall. I think Trent. Who was I looking at this? I think you could send Trent and Coffee for Najee Marshall, but you're gonna have to throw something in, I would assume.
Yeah, and they don't really have anything else to send.
Another swap.
You have a fake Utah pick.
Yeah, that's not. I don't think that's gonna get a deal done.
No, the Bucks might actually get that pick.
No way. What's the protection? Oh.
I'm kidding. It's 31-55. I'm
kidding. Okay.
But you have no other capital to send.
No.
The reason I don't like this trade
It's just
is
they don't have the juice to make another move.
exactly.
Unless it's you send him somewhere else, which is kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah. Like you don't want to be the third team. I mean, I guess you could if you it depends on the deal. You could be the third team.
Yeah. I
But
like
I
it better than like a Levine just because Trae is 27. He doesn't have the serious injury concerns. He's a 3-time All-Star. I I kind of just think he's better than he's looked in Atlanta, and there's something there. And for all the like, oh great, it's like Giannis and Dame but worse. Their worst season with Giannis and Dame, they won 48 games, and it was kind of a mess. And they didn't really have great pieces around those guys either. But now you're looking at like when those guys are available, you have 48 minutes with one of those two on the
Can you
court.
imagine winning 48 games this year?
It would sound great. I mean, they'd have to go on a pretty torrid pace to do it. It's still possible. But like we talk about like the non-Giannis groups and everything, like, okay, now even if you're small, like you're probably going to be pretty good offensively, even with Giannis off. Because it's going to be like Trae Young, Gary Harris, Gary Trent, Vitt, and Sims or Turner or something. Like,
And a guy who rises to the moment.
yeah, I mean, a guy who's been a big-time player, likes big moments. The fit would be a little clunky, I think, with Giannis. Trae is an up-and-down three-point shooter. But I think, honestly, like, we're not doing the whole, oh, it's Dame's team. It's Giannis's team.
No.
Trae Young is here.
Yeah, it's Trae is going to be so much better of a facilitator.
Yeah, but I'm not asking Giannis to set 20 screens per game because he doesn't want to do it. Fine. Don't. Handle the ball. Make Trae screen for you. I don't care. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking myself out of it.
The reason I would be, I mean, here, one other value perspective from this is it kind of takes out another Giannis team. Like even in the offseason, let's say the Hawks don't find a home for Trae Young and they just shut him down the rest of the year for whatever reason. I can't imagine it ever reaches that point, but let's postulate that, right?
Yeah.
They would still be a team to make a Giannis trade in the offseason. If they do this, they are not. Because what are you doing? Sending Bob?
Yeah,
and Kuz
sending
back?
Bob and Kuz back. Yeah, it's tough because Porzingis is expiring too, right? It's like they kind of need one of those two to make the money work. So yeah, I don't know if I care that much about that consideration. The reason I like it is it just feels like tremendous value.
I mean, it is good value. If you're the Bucks, you should be trying to find deals like this where you can get a good quality, high value star type player for peanuts.
Yeah,
because that's what you have. You might not even have peanuts. You might have peanut.
Yeah, you really have one peanut.
And if that's the type of thing the Bucks should be looking for, I just don't know if Trae on that contract is it.
Do you think Levine would be better to get?
No,
because at least he's bigger.
Oh yeah, I see. The thing is, he's bigger. He's technically like a better fit, but he's just worse.
Yeah, and he's like older and.
It's like technically a better fit, but it's like at some point you just want the better player.
You also I don't know, you either have to re-sign Trae or you just play with him on an expiring player option. So there's that consideration too. It's like kind of a headache, which is where the Hawks are right now. I do think I was asked in our Discord, is it better to have him if you have Giannis going forward or if you don't? And I kind of think in both scenarios, I wouldn't mind having him.
It gives you an out both ways.
Yeah, like if Giannis does pull the trigger, like pull the ripcord anyway this summer, as we talked about. Again, like you can't tank next year. You don't have your pick anymore. See what you get back, but I don't think you're getting your pick back because Atlanta now sucks. So now at least you're like, all right, we have an offense. I mean, we've seen teams be pretty good with Trae. Just like we have shooting too, which is nice. Like that's what you want. We have a stretch five who can defend. Like that's good. Like. We need to find some wing help again, which is difficult to do, but maybe you're getting some back if you're trading Giannis. Like, at least you have like an identity. Whereas right now, I don't know if they do. The question though, like, is Kevin Porter Jr. actually better than Trae? And if he is, obviously this is all a non-starter. I don't think he is, but over the last year he has been, and that is not nothing.
Yeah, it's not nothing. Over the last this season he's been better than Trae.
Yeah,
like straight up. He straight up has.
And if you go back
So
to like when the Bucks acquired him, from whatever point that was, I think he's probably better in that stretch too. That's a lot of games.
it is. It's getting to, and it's like you want to know the most current snapshot of a player.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to base
Now
this altering move on like, oh, but this guy a couple years ago was better than our current guy.
you don't, but that said, it is the definition of buying low and selling high.
It absolutely is.
So it depends whether you trust that year or whatever ish, not even a year yet, sample more, or these guys' histories as players.
Yeah. I guess yeah, I don't here's the thing. My gut wants to tell me I'm a person who hates change. So
Yeah,
my gut wants to tell me don't do it. But then the Bucks also suck. You know?
but they're improving.
They're improving. Like
Honestly,
when they
big
have their
couple,
guy,
big like week here, to be honest.
it's sink or swim.
Because if like you look hapless against the Warriors, who are not very good but they're decent, and you get like blown out by the Lakers or something, I would be more willing to say like, you know what, let's try it.
Yeah. I think it would be more, but if you keep winning with this current group and they look good together, you kind of have to trust what you got.
Yeah,
And you should still find a trade because this team still needs improvement, but you don't need to make a seismic move such as this.
no, I mean that trade I mentioned, like don't do the trade thing. Like, can you do that 2032 swap? Which maybe this is a little rich, maybe you protect it or something, but.
And Bob for Ricochet?
No, I don't know if they really do it. No, 2032 swap Trent and Coffee for Najee Marshall.
Oh. It's a little rich for Najee.
Protected, lottery protected swap, which is basically nothing at that point.
Yeah.
That's like,
I mean,
okay.
at that point, yeah, like sure. If you're giving up a nothing swap,
It saves
sure,
them
why
some
not?
money. I mean, it's like maybe that matters to them. Like they're obviously not competing this year. Najee Marshall, not really a long-term piece in my opinion. But then like go get like a real 3, basically.
Yeah. You could still go out and get Wiggins, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I think the case there, like, I actually think it's somewhat realistic. Miami is like, we get a real asset, it doesn't work, Giannis still wants out. It's like a win-win for us. That would be their thinking. That's interesting to me. I know I usually agree with him. Bucks breakdown is a big John Isaac guy. I can't get there.
I mean, he would dramatically improve this team's defense, but just the offense and the availability is
And
just
it's not even the offense for me. The 20 games per year part, I'm just
that's
like,
the
no,
availability.
I don't want to. I don't want better Ajax who never plays.
Yeah.
So I'm out on him. If Derrick Jones Jr. could ever get healthy, man. Although the Clippers want to buy, the Clippers are not tearing it down.
They've been winning.
Yeah, they're kind
They've
of
really turned it around.
Pretty similar to the Bucks, frankly.
Yeah.
Saddiq Bey, I mentioned. He's a little hurt, but I don't think it's serious. He is like the kind of rebounding 3 player I think could be really nice. But get someone like that who you're like sending a couple contracts for and not tearing down the whole thing.
Yeah. I think that's the better avenue. I don't think I'm in on a trade.
What do you think about Portis for Moses Moody and Guy Santos? They have to include a Guy Santos. They cannot do it 1-for-1 because of the apron stuff.
Yeah, sure. I'm down. I'm kind of done with the Bob.
He's only 6'5". Moses Moody feels like someone who's like 6'6", 6'7". He's 6'5". I think he's good.
He's more of a guard.
Yeah, so I'm just The Ricochet one is really. I would definitely do that.
I would do Ricochet for Bob. You're finally in on that?
I'm in on that now.
I think Ricochet for Bob would be great.
Would the Pels do Bob for Saddiq Bey? Probably not, right?
I don't think so.
I think they have enough fours who don't defend.
Yeah. Bucks could really use a stretch big, though.
Yeah. I think the Warriors could because Post isn't good and Horford doesn't play. Like that Warriors thing is real. I think there's been some interest there. And Moody is like fine. I'd rather have Moody than Kuminga. I think.
Yeah, at this point.
Plus you have to give up more contracts to get Kuminga. Yeah.
What is this Hawks and Wizards trade? Is it McCollum and Kispert?
I think it could just be straight up.
No, it can't.
Oh, really? They can't do McCollum for Trae?
McCollum makes 15 mil less.
Oh, wow.
So I think it's McCollum Kispert.
Yeah, I guess. Are you interested in Kispert at all?
Kispert for Bob, I think I'd take. That's a wing. That's a real wing right there.
I'm like, he overlaps with AJ a bit, but I guess you could just have another guy who shoots on the wing.
He's also sucked.
AJ? Or Kispert?
Kispert.
Yeah, that's an issue.
So maybe not. I don't know. I've just watching these last couple. I'm just so done with the Bob experience, man.
I know.
I'm so done with the Doc and Bob experience. One of them has to go, and it doesn't look like it's Doc.
If both went, that would be ideal.
Yeah, that'd be great. Do you think they're? I think they're not firing Doc this year.
No, it seems like now they're going to be too good for the rest of the year,
which is really unfortunate.
The Wizards, yeah, you need to add another like $7.5 million. So could be Kispert, could be not really anyone else. Otherwise, it's just
it has to be Kispert.
Yeah. Justin Champagny, I would give a protected swap to get Champagny.
I mean, yeah,
he's perfect.
I think so.
I think he'd be good. Bagley's good. I just if you really don't believe in Sims, but again, like that's just a classic like 1 or 2 second rounders guy. You just don't have that stuff.
No, you really don't. Maybe you could buy some from someone.
Would you trade the 31 first for like 2 bad firsts and 2 bad seconds?
No.
It's risky, but you could make
so.
2-3 deals happen with that.
I do, but then that's your premier asset for maybe this summer gone.
Well, no, this summer you get another one.
That's what I'm saying. You could do both.
Well, yeah, but then it comes back.
Yeah, but you still only have one. Maybe.
If it's the right deal, I'm open to it.
You can trade 33 this summer. Right?
That's what I mean. Yeah. So you get you have that super far future first, and you have your first this round. This year you can still trade.
Yeah, I mean maybe, but I'd also say like this summer you could trade 31 and 33 for someone.
I guess the question is, and this is the most important thing to think about in trade season, is it more important to have one big offer or to have like some currency to just make a couple of moves? Because I do feel like we keep running into like, oh, I'd love this player, but they don't have the right asset to get him.
Yeah, it might be currency.
It would help.
But then that's what the Suns did, and the Suns are in purgatory. I mean, they're playing well this year.
21 and 14.
Like yeah, but in terms of their overall direction, they're in purgatory.
Purgatory is better than hell.
That's true. I'd rather be 21 and 15.
Yeah, that sounds nice. I mean, I don't know if those picks really greased the wheels for that stuff. I mean, they really kind of just traded Kevin Durant and did some other stuff. Dylan Brooks, by the way, what a season. Their owner came out and said
15 would get you basically 4th.
Their owner came out and said, we will not trade Dylan Brooks.
I can't wait for them to trade Dylan Brooks now.
He might be the best player the Bucks could reasonably get and slot in. He's awesome. He's
so good.
He would be the perfect 3.
He really would be, wouldn't he?
Perfect. I mean, he's a big part of the reason they're winning. He's like an elite isolation player this year. You know the Celtics have the best point differential in the East right now?
Yep. It really hurts, doesn't it?
It does.
They get rid of all their good players and they're still good.
Would you take Patrick Williams in a first for Bobby Portis?
Yes.
Oh, you're that down bad.
I am that. You said first, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. If you said first and you're trading Bobby Portis and no other Buck, absolutely.
Do you want to hear the Patrick Williams contract?
See, that's where you lose me.
18 mil this year, 18 mil next year, 18 mil the year after that, 18 mil player option in 28-29. So you're talking this year and 3 more years of
it's a tradable contract and you get a first?
It's tradable in 3 years.
Well, technically it's tradable now if you're trading for him. Any contract in the league is tradable, Ty.
38% from 3, 37% from the field this year, 65% from free throw. He is just the most how do you say that word? Milk toast?
Milk toast, yeah.
He's the most milk toast player in the league. He's just there.
My goodness.
Do you know his points per game have descended year over year 4 straight years?
Of course they have, because he sucks. He doesn't play
He's
as much.
So bad. Yeah, his minutes have gone down every year. That might be the worst contract in the league. Because you're just like, why? He never did anything.
He was a first-round pick. That's what it was.
The Kings, I guess,
lottery pick?
Could be worse
I
for
believe.
the Kings. Yeah, he's probably like 10th overall or something.
Yeah, so that's why. That's why he did it. I could get drafted 10th overall and they'd give me an extension.
Are you interested in Kobe White or Ayo Dosunmu?
Not really.
It's kind of too guardy, right?
Yeah, the Bucks already rely heavily on their guards.
Yeah. I mean, you could just run 3-guard lineups, right? With
and just keep getting destroyed defensively.
Ayo's a good defender.
Yeah, not when you're playing him next to 2 other small guards. KPJ is not a big guard or a small guard.
Yeah, Rollins is a big wingspan. I mean, I would just like have 2 of them out there all the time.
I guess.
Do you think the Pacers and Bucks would trade?
Do I think they would?
Yeah.
No.
Mathurin for Portis.
I don't think they would. I think that makes sense as a trade, but I don't think they would.
That would be fascinating.
It's gotten to a point where they genuinely hate each other.
I think you're right. And I think those players have been very involved in it too, so it'd be extra weird. Miles Turner made the jump. Obviously, both teams weren't on board for that. Mathurin probably is bad, but he is a small forward, and that's something. But you have to pay him.
He is a wing player.
And they need bigs really bad in Indiana.
They do, but they also suck, which is probably for the best.
Well, Portis is under contract, so like going forward, you have him to pick and pop with Tyrese or whatever. But you're right though. I just don't think they would do it.
I can't see them making a trade together.
I wish you could just negotiate down Jeremy Grant's contract.
Like you do in the NFL.
I would trade for like $18 million Jeremy Grant.
Oh, absolutely.
$32 million is just too much.
Yeah. I think technically you can, but he won't.
It never happens. It never ever happens. It is in the CBA.
Why would you?
Yeah. It's guaranteed contracts. They just won't. Is there anyone else you're interested in? I'm just throwing out names here. Now that we're less than a month away, I think it is worth just checking in. Any of the Kings guys for cheaper than Levine Sabonis?
Grant Williams is back. He's coming back.
I'm not interested. I do like his gumption. I want to see what he looks
like first, though.
Has he played?
No.
Oh, okay.
He just lit up the bat signal on Twitter.
Nice. Malik Monk do anything for you?
No.
If you can just get him for Bob or Kuz straight up, I guess.
I think Bob more than Kuz. Here's the thing. If you get rid of Bob, you can just do Sims, Kuz 4-5, and that works.
Your spacing's tough. But you have a lot of shooting. Yeah, it is.
You can play around with the matchups.
We haven't talked about actual news. Someone said keep an eye on the Bucks for Michael Porter Jr.
Oh.
We kind of buried the lead here. That's the one where you're like, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
It does.
As a target.
He's been in and out of the lineup recently.
He has still played 27 games this year, which is pretty good. The funny thing is, I feel like I look at him as an injury-prone player. The last 3 years, 77 games last year, 81 the year before that, and then 62. I think that was a full season, so he missed 20 games that year, which is not great. But he was just coming back. He played 9 the year before that one. So basically, he was super hurt, but then he's been pretty dang reliable for 3 years now.
Yeah. Here's the thing about the MPJ trade. Is it just feels like you're just trying to do the Kuzma trade again, where you take a guy who's putting up a lot of stats on a bad team because he just has the ball all the time, and not even just credit to, like, he's been elite this year. Like, he's been absolutely elite. I have him on my fantasy team, and he's just been pouring it on.
Yeah.
It's just the contract is way higher, so you have to trade more.
Yep. It's that same, but the position is like, okay, we got a big forward back. Yeah.
A big shooting forward who can, do
rebound.
Stuff with the ball.
He rebounds too.
Yeah. No, he's been elite this year.
So then, I mean, basically what you do is if you trade 2 bench players and probably a pick for him, you just drop him in for AJ Green, and you're bigger and you have just as good spacing, but you have another like elite offensive weapon out there, and you rebound better. So then you're probably doing KPJ Rollins, MPJ, a lot of PJs, Giannis Turner. Yeah, I think you got something there. Yeah, that'll play. I've kind of come around. I'm kind of like, you know what? Maybe just make that one happen.
Yeah, because if you do, it's Kuzma and Bob works salary wise. You are playing like I think that is a net win for the Bucks. If you have to include, I'd see if you can do the swap.
I think it's probably going to be maybe you can protect it. I think it's probably a first because then if you're Brooklyn, you're giving up clearly the best player in the deal, and you're taking on future money. I think they're going to need to be compensated for that more than a swap, personally.
Yeah, do you do that? This is a tough one.
I mentioned someone else earlier. He's probably the best player they could reasonably acquire at the deadline in terms of how good he is, and like he actually fits and makes a ton of sense for them.
Absolutely.
So then what's your bench?
You're also trading for Michael. You have to tell him to stop doing podcasts.
I think they did.
I think they did too.
Crucially, you don't have him and Kuzma at the same time. That's a big deal for the
Kuzma's been behaving. For the most part.
Don't look at his
Instagram
IG stories.
Yeah. Don't look at his IG stories.
It's fine. It's not a big deal. Not as Porter Jr.'s had some tough moments. He hears a lot of people out, which he's got a curious soul.
Yeah. Not the best.
No.
Not even a little bit.
No. That part is tough. The basketball part, though, I don't know, man. That's a pretty.
It's a great fit. It's a really good fit.
And then your bench, you still have Green, Harris, Trent, Sims, Cole Anthony if you ever play him. Like you need to
open up a roster spot.
You probably need to find someone with that roster spot.
Yeah. Or convert Pete, man.
I guess, yeah.
But you should still try to find someone.
Is there some way you can add another forward? That's really the question there.
I think you would keep the spot open until the buyouts start happening.
Yeah, because you're still going to be below everything, so you can still actually get a buyout player, which is a big deal.
Yeah. I don't think Chris is coming back, by the way.
I mean, maybe if you're really good, but it's, I hate to say it, relatively low impact, even if he does.
Yeah. Would he be okay with that, though? I think the Bucks would be happy to have him as like a bench, 10-minute a game guy.
Yeah. Is that what he's looking for is a real question. Yeah.
He gets to, didn't he just finish building a house or something?
In Milwaukee? Well, maybe he wants to come live in it.
Yeah. I don't know.
What about, hold on. I'm checking legality here.
Ooh.
It's not working. Okay.
So
you pick up some money, but you're still under the tax. What if you add Haywood Highsmith to the deal if he's getting healthy? Then I think you're really talking about something.
Yeah, then you have to include the first, I think.
I don't think he has any trade value because he hasn't.
I think the Nets are forcing the Bucks to do that.
He had a meniscus tear in August. He's progressing with on-court work. He had a setback. Not good.
You're probably not getting Day'Ron Sharp.
Maybe you are. I mean, if they're getting a first.
That's a solid backup five right there.
Yeah.
That's a very solid backup five. Him and MPJ have had good chemistry on court this year as well. So that could be that's not nothing if you want MPJ to lead some bench groups.
The setback was a while ago. I don't know how far away Highsmith is, but he's not playing right now. So I don't know if that's risky. Yeah, I think you have a lot of offense then. I mean, your bench is certainly going to be thin, whether you get Sharp or Highsmith or not. But you can stagger your players when they're all available, which there are some question marks. But, if you have two of KPJ Rollins, MPJ Giannis out there all the time, you're going to be scoring.
Yeah.
You still have Green for spacing. You still have Trent for spacing. Harris to do what he does. Obviously, Miles Turner.
I think you talked me into it.
That's pretty good.
It is really good. You just have to hope that MPJ lives up to expectations.
Yeah, which clearly right now, I don't think he's going to score at the same level, but can he just rebound, still score, hit shots?
Can you be like a 15 point per game guy?
I think I could see him at 20 still. What's he at right now? 25?
something like that.
I mean, he'd still slot in pretty high. The other thing is, how does that impact KPJ and Rollins? Like, they're going to have less opportunity, but as much as I enjoy those guys and want them to develop, it is still like, you're trying to win basketball games here.
Yeah. Let's see. What is Michael Porter Jr.'s at? Why is this totals? I said per game NBA stats.
It's high. I mean, he's hooping right now.
He's at 25.9 points per game
on crazy efficiency.
Here's what you have to do. At that point, you need to trade for Craig Porter Jr.
Yeah, just get all of them. So you
can have all 3 Porter Juniors.
Yeah, might as well. And you already have Trent Jr. Just get all the juniors. You got Trent Jr. Go find some more juniors.
How many other juniors are there in the league?
Bobby Portis Jr. technically.
Bobby Portis.
So you're losing
my God,
one.
There's a lot. Jaren Jackson Jr., Kelly Oubre Jr., Jaime Jaquez Jr., Jabari Smith Jr., Tim Hardaway Jr., Wendell Carter Jr., Derek Jones Jr., Nick Smith Jr., Vince Williams Jr., Walter Clayton Jr. I already said Craig Porter.
Did not
Terrence
know
Shannon
some
Jr.,
of those.
Larry Nance Jr., Kevin McCullough Jr., Ron Harper Jr., Wendell Moore Jr. Oh, wait, and Andre Jackson Jr.
Andre Jackson Jr., that's right. He's still around. Maybe he'll play more after this. Here's a question. Would you rather do Kuz Bob for MPJ and maybe something, but you add the first? Or just Kuz Bob for Jeremy Grant straight up?
I think that contract is disgusting.
Right.
I think I'd do Porter.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know if a half measure is the right thing to do right now.
No. I think the half measure you have to do is like a mid-size salary. You're either doing a mid-size salary for one of Kuz or Bob, or you're going all in.
Yeah.
Would you rather trade for Michael Porter Jr. or Trae Young?
Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah. I think so.
Would you rather trade Rollins or the 31 first?
31 first.
Yeah, because what's the point of building for 31? Like, if you're gonna get a player that you think you can win with, you need to be good now. And
exactly.
You still have your first this summer.
I think Rollins is worth more than that first.
He should be. They should value him as more than it. We'll see what they do.
I think the league does too.
Well, yeah, they might try to sucker the Bucks into not. But I agree with you.
Yeah, a cost-controlled, young, rising player.
KPJ, Rollins, MPJ, Giannis, Turner is... That's
a beast of
apologies to AJ Green, but that's juice.
That's real. That's real.
And then, you go small.
You're massive.
Think about that happens,
but you're massive, but you can still space the floor and play fast.
Think about the small lineup of KPJ, Rollins, Green, MPJ, Giannis. Ooh, you're moving.
Yeah. No, that starting lineup has me feeling things.
Yeah. Again, they're playing well now. It's given up quite a bit, and your bench definitely gets thin, but you've
been playing well against bad teams.
I think the thing for me is, if you're making this big move where you move all this money, it's got to be someone I feel like is an impact player, and it does seem like MPJ is that. Maybe we're getting suckered. Mikal Bridges put up these kind of crazy numbers on the Nets and has not been as good since, but he's still pretty good.
We have seen Michael Porter Jr. play this role on a title-winning team.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I mean, we keep talking about emulating the Nuggets, and you're really you might as well just go get the guy himself.
Jamal Murray coming up next.
Yeah. Get out from under that contract.
Meanwhile, the Nuggets will get Luka somehow.
Jesus.
Those two are going to play together one day. I can feel it.
Maybe in Europe. Yeah.
I was going to say, it might be like the Hakeem, who was that? Patrick Ewing image
of
the Magic Raptors.
Yep.
Yeah. It might be that, but those two will play together.
I can see them in the Europe League, maybe, the NBA thing that they're trying to do.
Yeah, which they're launching soon.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to go.
I think it's going to be a big press release, and then no one over here will care.
Yeah. Until one big star goes over.
Yeah.
Maybe LeBron does.
Russell Westbrook.
Didn't he say he had one of the largest offers from the CBA in history?
Who, Russ?
Yeah.
I'm sure. I can't believe it's not number one. I mean, that'd be the biggest thing they'd ever done.
Yeah. I think it might be number one.
I mean, even post-prime, you can still see what he can do. Over there, he'd probably average a triple-double. I mean, why not? Andre
I mean, you did
Blatch
it
went
here,
over and
like,
won
2 years
MVPs.
ago.
Yeah, like more than 2 now, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's like 4 years ago
I
now.
think 2 years ago, was he a Wizard then or already past the Wizards? Like, it's been quite a road.
Let's see. We're at the end of the pod anyway. I can
Yeah.
type in loudly.
It's not that loud, don't worry.
Oops, I put Russie. Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook averaged a triple-double.
16, 17?
Why is everything now?
I think it's 16, 17 or 17, 18. So we're talking 8 years ago.
He averaged a triple-double as late as the 2021 season.
He averaged a triple-double in 2021?
In Washington.
Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
65
Still 5
games.
years, but damn.
22.2 points, 11.5 rebounds, 11.7 assists. His career high in assists per game.
He'd go crazy in China, dude.
His 3rd time leading the league in points per game.
He was 11th in MVP that year.
Yeah. Crazy.
I didn't realize he'd done it 4 times. I liked it the first time they gave him an MVP. The second time he was 5th in MVP. The third time 10th. They're like, yeah, we've seen this before. It's not impressive anymore.
You got one, man.
He did. Okay, it is fair to note. He averaged 31 points the first time, and then it was like 25, 23, 22. So
31, almost 32, 11, and 10 is insane.
Yeah. That wasn't.
But I still think that should have been Kawhi's.
Yeah.
I was a Kawhi truther.
I was a Kawhi truther that year too.
Because that was Kawhi, Harden, Russ, I believe, that year.
Yep.
That was probably the last most decisive MVP we had.
Yeah, the last couple have been lame. It's just like, did this guy win too much? Did this guy not win enough? This year's now is kind of wide open.
Oh yeah, because it's not like Giannis is probably out. No, not technically yet.
He got 3 games left?
3 games, yeah.
If he doesn't pick up another real injury, I think he'll make it happen.
Yeah, and then he might win MVP. I don't know.
I think they're too bad. They'd have to really go on a run.
Out.
They'd have to really go on a run. The
Jokic
Bucks.
is out. Wemby's out.
I don't know if they could both make it still.
Yeah, but likely not.
Yeah. I mean, and the Thunder keep losing, but Shea has played the most, so maybe it'll just be Shea by default.
And they still have the best record.
I mean, if Luka continues winning, maybe Luka gets his first one.
Maybe.
Jaylen Brown?
He's also missed time.
Cade Cunningham?
Cade, I'd be down for Cade.
I think right now, Jaylen Brown deserves a top 5 placement.
A Wes Matthews Memorial All-Defense vote?
I don't like it, but I think he's been one of the best 5 players this year, if you look at like MVP type stuff.
I don't disagree with that.
30 point per game scorer. They have the best point differential in the conference. They're now second after they won and the Knicks lost again.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Thunder still have the best record. Pistons are close. They're only 2 games back of the 2.5 games back of the Thunder for best record in the NBA. It's close.
If you're John Horst, Sam Presti calls you today. I'm sick of this long, extended losing streak. I'll give you J-Dub, who's got this weird wrist thing. He doesn't look the same. Hartenstein, who's hurt right now. Dort, and 10 firsts for Giannis. What do you do?
It's kind of hard to say no, but
actually, I don't think you need all that money anymore. I'm sorry. J-Dub's on a real contract now. So J-Dub and like one of those guys, not all 3 of those guys.
Yeah. I'd want J-Dub and Chet, but I don't think that's possible.
No.
I mean, you don't trade Giannis until I have to stick with what I've said. You don't trade Giannis unless he asks for it.
J-Dub and 10 first, though. That's got to be like, okay.
So they can draft 10 DJ Wilsons?
Yeah.
Because they're going to be a pretty all right team.
10 Thons. Well, it's not all Thunder picks. I mean, it's like.
Oh, that's true. It's true.
Clippers first this year, even though they've won lately, is still intriguing.
They're still out of the play-in.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I'd still say no. You don't trade Giannis unless he asks to be traded.
Has he? No, I don't think not. Not officially. Not officially. Kind of. No, kind of.
His rogue agent.
He's asked for a trade, but not a. He's asked to look into a trade. His rogue agent did at least. What a scenario. They're winning right now. We don't have to do this. The Thunder,
No, they're done.
the Thunder struggling, of course, just makes you think.
Yeah, of course. But the Bucks are winning, like you said. They've next play, like we talked about, against the Warriors on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Central. Ugh.
Back to back,
And then 9:30 p.m. Central on Friday against the Lakers. Then you have a normal 7 p.m. Central against.
Is that like Peacock or something? The Lakers game? Why is it 9:30?
It's not an NBA TV game.
Oh, for no reason.
Yeah, it's not. It's technically a national game, but a fake national game. You know.
Yeah.
The Bucks don't have many national games. Their next national TV game is on the Hawks game on Peacock.
Martin Luther King Jr. Day, right? Is that a day game?
Yes.
Yeah. The Giannis Bowl. The Trae Young Bowl.
It is a noon game, so yes. And then they had back-to-back. They play the Thunder at home on ESPN on the 21st.
Oh, it's not a back-to-back, though?
No, it's not a back-to-back.
I was going to say, still at all.
And then, the next week, they play the Sixers on the road on Peacock. And that same week, they play the Wizards on Prime.
And then Boston on ESPN. So ESPN, part of this is ESPN just doesn't have any games for like a month. So I think there was like limited opportunities for national games. They like took a month off, but now I think they're back. So it picks up a little bit. They have a lot later in the year too. They have another Hawks game on Prime, another day game Hawks game on Prime. What's going on there?
On
Pi Day.
March 14th.
Yeah. They play the Cavs on Peacock. They play at Suns on NBA TV. Spurs day game on Prime. That one obvious Wemby Giannis Europe game. And
they should have both been. Both Spurs games should have been.
Really weird. Saturday, Sunday, 3:28, 3:29, back-to-back, 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m. tip.
That's insane to end March like that. This is crazy.
I'll take it. I mean, oh no, those are home games, so it doesn't even matter. I was going to say those are road games. They have late night games before that. They do have another West Coast trip in late March.
Hopefully they get national games during a playoff series. Except they would 100% be the NBA TV series if they make the playoffs.
Play-in games I think are all national, so
that's true.
That's something.
That's true. Hopefully they don't make the play-in. They're a 6-seed or higher.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
They're a playoff team, not a play-in team.
Yeah.
I'll say. But yeah, we'll keep you covered as the Bucks hopefully keep winning some games. It's a long pod. We need to do a long pod.
Yeah, it's been due.
It has been due, but we appreciate everyone who stuck around listening. Make sure you're subscribed wherever you're listening to or watching this podcast, which is here on Blue Wire and GSPN, presented by our amazing friends over at Prize Picks. Make sure you leave a 5-star rating and review, subscribe, leave a fun comment, pod random, and we'll talk to you next time.